Did I make this awkward yet? Good. Hey everybody, my name is Cody, and welcome to Clumsy Cast, my ongoing podcast that I started in 2014, and I'm bringing it over to the new year, as well as everything else. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, except for out of state. I am leaving this year. I'm moving out. I'm leaving the nest. I'm flapping my wings. I'm saying goodbye. I'm transitioning into adulthood. I'm turning 18 this year. And as soon as I turn 18, I decided I'm moving out. I can't take it anymore. I recently had a trip to Illinois this last week that really made me think about not only my current situation of my life, of what I've been doing the last few years, but just as a whole where I'm going into the future, my future plans. It really made me realize what I want to do. Not in the mindset of what I'm going to do as a job, but what I'm going to do financially, what I'm going to do as an adult. Because I got to start thinking about that. I'm not going to be a kid anymore. I'm going to be an adult. I will be doing adult-like things, such as, well, one thing that's coming up later this year in April is taxes. I have to fill out my taxes because I did sign up for Google AdSense last year, and I am making over the amount that they require you to. If you have to fill out taxes. If you make a certain amount minimum off of advertisements on YouTube, you have to fill out taxes. So I'm already doing something adult-like in that aspect, but I'll be taking on a whole new responsibility by living on my own, which shouldn't be much of a problem because of this trip that I took. I was really away from my mom for the first time in a long time, for a long period amount of time. It was a little over a week, which may not seem like a long time, but after the stuff that I experienced, it feels like a fucking month or longer. It feels like a year. A year has gone by. I wish a year would go by so that way I could be 18 already. But I need to gather up some cash first. And the first thing I'm going to do later this week is I'm going to go over to the job center with a resume, sign up for some jobs, get some job interviews rolling, and hopefully I'll be rolling in that minimum wage cash. I'm going to be saving up every penny that I get from whatever job that I have later on, and whatever money I get on the side from YouTube, because let's be honest, YouTube money fluctuates and is definitely not consistent, which is why I would probably never make it my full-time occupation, because you never know what you're going to make per month. It could change any second depending on how much advertisers want to put towards their ads. For different seasons, you could get different amounts of ad revenue, especially if it's like the Christmas season, you might get a lot, or if it's a more dull season like the summer, you might not get as much, or it could be the complete opposite depending on your situation. I actually made a lot more during the summer than I did during Christmas, but that's just me. Regardless, I don't get the same amount each month from YouTube. Some months I get very little. Some months I'm surprised by how much I get. It's nothing to live off of, surely, but it definitely does help. A few extra, if not just $100 a month, that's fine by me. I'll take it because I can take what I can get, and I'm definitely going to need it if I'm going to be moving out later this year, putting down a down payment on an apartment, because I'm not going to buy a house. I'm not that crazy. I'm not that stupid. I'm not that dumb. And if I were, I would just, it would not be called Clumsy Cast. It would be called, like, Dumbcast. Yeah, I had that set up. Pretty stupid, huh? Let's get rid of it. But yeah, I'm going to get a minimum wage job later this week, and I'll tell you how that goes. I'll tell you what happens, and I'll tell you what job I get. It's not like I'm not experienced with working. I have worked before, but I've never worked for a purpose. I always worked for just a few extra dollars here and there to spend on games. This time, when I apply for this job, I'm applying not just for extra income, but for income that I expect to live off of come the end of this year and into next year. I might sound crazy, but I'm doing this for a reason. When I had this trip up to Illinois with my friend, I realized that not only can I live on my own if I had the funds, I can make my own food. I can get up in the morning. I can take a shower. I could work from the comfort of my house or drive to whatever job that I have at the time. I could make my own bed. I could clean. I could take a shit on my own, which is pretty impressive. Because my mom used to wipe my shit up until a few days ago. No, shit. Since I was 6, 7, don't remember. Anyway, I do that on my own now, I swear. Regardless, I don't need my mom babying me anymore. And that's only one reason why I'm leaving. Second reason is because I, to be quite honest, don't think when I told her that I wanted to move out when I'm immediately turn 18, I don't think that she was as concerned as I thought she was gonna be. But for what she was concerned about made me think differently about her, because I thought she'd be scared that, oh no, what if I can't handle the responsibility of living on my own and paying my own bills and stuff. That's not what she's worried about. She's worried about losing her Social Security. If you don't know already, my father died in 2007 of a heart attack. I'll get into more about that later, maybe next episode. But because of that, we've collected Social Security for the past 7-8 years, or at least that's how my mom has been racking in the cash. At first, she was spending it towards her drug addiction, and after going to a foster home for a little while, she went to rehab, and she got straight, and she got her shit together so she could take us back. But at that point, our house was already foreclosed and we went bankrupt, so we bought this little shitty apartment, and it's where I've been for the longest time, and that's kind of why I want to leave. I hate being confined in this room. Let me tell you, a day-by-day situation of how I live my life. I wake up, I go on the computer, I eat. If it's a school day, I go to school, I come back, I sit down, I eat, I go on the computer, I make YouTube videos, I watch YouTube videos, I browse the web, I do a little homework, most of which is probably on the computer, and then, after I take a shower, and eat some more on the computer, guess what I do? I go to bed, and I restart. I restart the cycle of getting up, going on the computer, going to school if I have to, and then coming back. That's been my life for the longest time. I'm ready to change that. I'm ready to make a change, and I am ready to live the responsibilities of doing things on my own, and not just sitting on a computer, but actually going out into the world, getting in my car, going to a job where I make money, consistent money, coming back, and taking care of myself and the things around me. I'll take care of my apartment. I'm not going to be a slob. If I get an apartment, I'm going to make sure that apartment is squeaky fucking clean. And if anyone tries to walk in with dirty shoes, I'm going to make sure they take them off. That's right. I'm not about that life. I'm not about that dirty, mud, sticky poop life. And I know because I stepped in dog shit earlier today, and it wasn't pretty. I almost gagged trying to clean it off, and I didn't even get all of it. I know it's probably disgusting, so I'm gonna stop talking about it. I swear. I'm just telling you how disgusting it is. And that's what I'm gonna prevent once I have my own place. And that's just one of the traits that will allow me to live on my own, is being. I'm kind of a neat freak. I really am. I tend to keep things organized. If you're a Skype friend listening to this, you probably at one point saw how organized some of my folders are on my computer. Some are more organized than others, but I am quite the neat freak. I make sure things are organized. I make sure things are clean. I make sure that the things around me are where I want them to be, so I can easily find them if I need to access them. And I think because of that, I will definitely be better off than some people when transitioning into living on my own. By the way, the song you just listened to was from Final Fantasy 13, the soundtrack, Dust to Dust. Reason why I'm playing Final Fantasy 13 music, now I'm playing Will to Fight, which I imagine is one of the battle tracks of the game, is because I'm going to be playing it this year. I'm going to be completing it for the first time. And that should be interesting. But regardless, I think I can do it. I think I can, as long as I have the funds to do it, as long as I have the money to keep myself afloat, as long as I save up, actually take this job seriously, as well as get income from Google AdSense, keep most of it for myself without spending much, I think I'll be alright for that first year, or at least for the first couple months. Once I put down the down payment, pay for the bills, I'm gonna have to live cheaply for a little bit, as far as food goes, just so I could, just until I could get a better job or make more money on YouTube, or whatever the case may be. But I can do it. I think I can do it. I might be stupid by saying all this, but I think I can live on my own. And that's a big responsibility to take, especially at my age. And another reason why I'm doing it is because I am tired of the school I go to. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate going there. I hate dealing with the annoying, immature wiggers, brats, idiots, and just overall pretentious douchebags that go to my school. The trip that I took to Illinois made me realize how unhappy I am. Not only with my current living condition, but at school. I am very unhappy. And because of that, I'm not finishing high school here. As soon as I move, I'm probably gonna go down to Illinois, maybe Springfield. Gonna find a nice apartment there that I can afford, live cheaply, and finish up high school there, hopefully. That's the plan. That's the current plan. I'm not saying that will work out, but as long as I can make money and save it, I could potentially make this happen. I really want this to be a reality. One person in particular, Pop Frizzy, the person who was in the last episode, doesn't quite think I'll be able to pull it off. He thinks something will happen where I either can't succeed what I want to fulfill, and I'll have to think of a different route. Like, say I don't finish high school, or I can't find a way to move down there, and I just end up dropping out. I'll have to get a GED. That's a possibility. He's absolutely right. There is a possibility I might not be able to finish high school down in Illinois. Who knows? But I think I can do it. As long as I motivate myself and work towards a goal, doing a job, and saving up, I think, if I think I can, as Thomas the Train told me, if I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. I can. I can. I don't think I can. I fucking can. Okay, Willie. Love you, man. Anyway, let me get, before we move into another topic, which I don't have planned at all, this is all off the top of my head, let's talk about the user spotlight of the day. Well, users, because I found 2 people that I want to plug, because if I don't plug both of them, I'm probably going to forget about one of them. Pal Gamers and Shinobi Let's Plays. Pal Gamers, kind of like Game Grumps, is a co-op gaming channel consisting of 2 guys, not from America, but they do speak English, and I've seen some of their Jack and Daxter stuff. I really like it. I think the chemistry works well between the 2, and I think you should check them out. As well as Shinobi Let's Plays. What I enjoyed about him was his really relaxing, very soothing, and overall calm commentary. It's kind of thing you can listen to after a long day of work or school, and if you just want to de-stress and listen to something that's not Audible, because let's be honest, a lot of people on YouTube want to shove Audible down their viewers' throats. And by the way, you can go to audible.com/CodyCarls is a whore, and I don't like that, so I don't like Audible. So if you want someone to listen to, Shinobi Let's Plays. I listen to some of his Kingdom Hearts 2 stuff. It's great. I like listening to his voice. It's pretty good. So there you go. There are my 2 plugs for this episode. Anyway, I did mention that my dad died, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about that, because I don't really know what else to talk about. I talked about the fact that I'm not having a great time at school and how I want to move later this year, but I really don't have anything else planned to talk about. So I'm going to talk about a little bit of my backstory with my father and what ended up happening with my mother that got me in this dinky little shitty apartment that I want to get out of so badly later this year. So, in 2007, my dad died. He died of a heart attack, and there's a couple reasons for this that I assume is the case for why he had the heart attack. One, he was born with 3 chambers in his heart. Most people, well, pretty much everyone's born with 4. So he had a heart defect right off the bat. Second of all, he had diabetes, so he was constantly checking his blood pressure, counting his calories, how much sugar he intakes, all that fun stuff. He was pricking himself with a needle for blood. It wasn't a fun time for his heart. And those 2 things combined, I believe, might be the reason for the heart attack, and potentially was the reason why he passed away so soon. When I was a kid, I was only 9 years old, about to be 10, and it was sad. I didn't know what to think. I was a little kid. It was a lot on me, and even I'm not even sure, but I feel like it was a lot more on my brother too. Not because he took it badly, but because he didn't understand it. He was younger than me. Well, he is younger than me, but he was a lot younger than me back then. And he was only like 6 or 7. So just imagine being a 6 or 7-year-old and having your father pass away. You don't really, you haven't known him that long, but at the same time, it's your father. And I remember the day that he died, we were supposed to go to Six Flags, and when I got the news that Dad died, the first thing my brother told me was, or well, not told me, but first thing he asked was if we were still going to Six Flags. I don't think that's the first thing you should ask after your dad's dead. After you find out your dad passed away, your father, the person who carried you in his nutsack. But, I mean, he was only 6, 7 years old. He didn't know what was going on. Dad died. I don't think it took. I don't think it clicked right then and there that he's gone. Not just for a business trip, but he's gone forever. And I didn't know what to think. I took it pretty hard. For a while, I became a little depressed. And okay, that's another reason why I want to move out. But he took it pretty hard. I took it pretty hard. I don't think he really understood the situation, but I imagine he took it pretty hard as well. My ma took it very hard as well. Probably the hardest of all of us. To cope with the depression and all that, she started taking drugs heavily. It got to the point where she sold my dad's possessions for her drug addiction. One of the things she sold was my dad's Harley. Now, a little backstory about my dad's Harley. He originally bought that to give to me when I turned 16. He even had it in, I still have an issue of the Harley-Davidson magazine that he even spoke about it. And I can show it one of these upcoming videos, but he bought that motorcycle to give to me. Of course he loved it. He loved riding it. But he wanted to see his first kid, his first son, grow up and enjoy the pleasure of having the wind in his hair. And I'm talking about myself in the third person, I know, but having the wind in my hair and driving down the road in something that he cherished so much, something that I could remember him by. My mom sold that for drug money. At the time, she told me it was just a timeshare. She was just renting it out to someone. When I saw that guy, that stranger that I didn't even know, ride off with that Harley, that was the last time I ever saw it. That was no timeshare. That was no rental of the motorcycle. That was a hardcore drug deal going on, or not drug deal, but just hardcore transaction. I'm sorry, I'm kind of distracted right now. I have a lot going on, and thinking about these memories is making me remember some stuff I don't want to remember, but that was she sold it for good. Kaput, never to be seen again. And she continued her drug habits, and it got to the point where I didn't really understand as a kid. I didn't know she was taking these drugs, spending our college fund and every other little bit of money that comes in on this addiction. And it got to the point where she couldn't pay for the bills, and our power shut off. Next thing I know, I'm getting in this van with these people that I didn't know at the time. Turns out they were social services, bringing me to this place that I didn't know or I've never seen before, to stay with this old lady and all these kids that I've never ever seen. Foster care. We got taken to foster care because she couldn't pay for the bills and she couldn't take care of us. And for some reason my music is buffering. She couldn't take care of us. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna mute this. She couldn't, because this is kind of personal at this point. She couldn't take care of us. Our power shut off. We went to foster care. I could talk more about my experiences in foster care, but they're not pretty, so I'll save it for a different time. Let's just say it was pretty bad, and there was a lot of rules that I had to follow that I didn't have to put up with my mom. I had to go to bed at 8 p.m. every night, 9 o'clock on the weekends. I had to do so many more chores and other responsibilities. When I got home, I had to immediately do my homework, and if I got stuck, they wouldn't help me. It was pretty bad. But after a while, my mom went to rehab. She got her shit together, and she got us back. But at that point, it was too late for our house because it was getting sold. Foreclosure. We were going bankrupt. So, with the very little money that she got together, we quickly resorted to a backup plan, and that was to find the nearest apartment closest to my middle school, because that was the next place I was going. I was in foster care in 5th grade, and by the time that I got out of foster care, I was going into 6th grade, so we had to find a place for me and us to stay in as I transition into my first year of middle school. And that's where I've been ever since, in this apartment. Since the rehab, my ma has started taking drugs again in recent years, Vicodin and other assorted pills. And this trip to Illinois this past week was a chance for her to detox off the pills and just go cold turkey, stop taking them, because we've been getting Social Security as our primary income for the past 7 years. And once I move out, my mom's not getting my cut of the Social Security anymore because I'm not living with her. So that's $1,000 that she's not going to be getting every month as soon as I move out. And that's pretty much the main reason why she doesn't want me to move out. It's not for my safety, or she doesn't think I'll be able to handle it on my own. It's because she's not going to be getting that extra income every month. But whatever. She needs to get a job anyway, and that's why she's been trying to get off these pills so she could get a job, and she wasn't able to before because they do a drug test and they test your urine, and if you take pills, if you take drugs, you can't get a job. So that's what she's been trying to do, and because she's been getting off these pills, she's in a lot of pain, and there's potential that her back is really messed up and all that. But it's the price you pay for taking drugs, and you gotta live with the consequences. And it's unfortunate that she's not going to be able to get that extra Social Security after I move out, but it's her loss anyway, because I'm going to be having a job that I get money for, and I earn for myself to live off of by myself. And if she doesn't realize that I am ready to take on that responsibility, I am ready to start life, because I've been confined all these years. I am ready to just leave and just get out there in the world and see what's truly out there. Then I don't know what to tell her, but she needs to accept that, because it's happening. Whether she likes it or not, I'm growing up, and if it doesn't happen this year, it's going to happen next year for sure. But hopefully it will happen this year. And that's all I'm really going to say on the matter. As far as my my past goes with my father and my mother and all that. Sorry, I got a little bit emotional and kind of got distracted a little bit trying to tell you all that, but it is hard for me to to tell you guys that, to tell that story without choking up a little, and hope you guys can understand. But if you are in the situation, or have been in the situation before, where you moved out of your parents' home or are going to, and you have anything you could add to the conversation of how you're going to go about doing it, or how you did go about doing it, how it turned out, or how you think it will turn out, let me know, because I want to hear from you guys, and I want to hear your contribution to my plan. Do you think moving out when I turn 18 and getting my own place, if money's not an issue alone, just getting my own place with the money that I saved up, do you think I could live on my own and finish up high school in another state by myself? Or do you think it would fail miserably and that's not going to happen this year? I want to know. I want to know if moving out will be a smooth transition or not. I'm expecting it not to be a smooth transition, but hopefully it will be as easy as possible, because I have a car, and technically once I turn 18 I am able to get in it and drive away, and she can't do anything about it, because if she tries to call the cops and tell them that her kid is missing, they're going to tell her that I'm 18 and there's nothing they can do about it, because I'm legally an adult and I can do what I want. And that's exactly what I want to do. So if you think it's stupid, let me know. But if you have anything to add to the conversation or any tips, I also need to know, because I'm kind of scared. I don't know what moving is going to entail. I think I can do it, but the first priority is getting the money. So I'll get that before I even think about the other stuff that's going to occur once I do start living on my own. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna upload this now and go to bed, because my mom's kind of cranky right now. Mood swings and all that, you know, trying to get off the drugs. She's her hormones are out of whack. But this year is going to be a memorable one. I'll finally stop being treated like a kid, and I'll be able to take on responsibilities that I've wanted for the longest time, and hopefully I don't regret it. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Happy 2015. I'll talk more about my plans for videos and other things in a future video besides this one. But this one I felt like needed to be made, because it's about my personal feelings on what's going on with my life right now and my future plans for living. And I think living's pretty important, so I'm going to get that out of the way before anything else. And we'll focus more on the fun, entertaining stuff next time. So I guess I'll see you guys then.